In 1967, an interesting experiment was done with 5 monkeys in a cage. High up at the top of the cage was a bunch of bananas with a ladder leading up to it. And when one of the monkeys spotted it, he started to climb towards it, only to be sprayed with some cold water. And this clearly dissuaded him from going for the bananas, and he scrambled off the ladder as fast as he could. But as the experimenter sprayed a climbing monkey, he also sprayed all the other monkeys in the cage, and they were all cold and wet. After a little while, though, one of the other monkeys began to climb the ladder. Again, the experimenter sprayed the climber as well as all the others with the cold water. When the third monkey couldn't resist the temptation any longer and started to climb the ladder, the other monkeys went absolutely berserk, and they pulled him off the ladder because they clearly learned what the consequences of its behavior would be for all of them. But this is where it really got interesting, because the researcher then took one monkey out of the cage and replaced it with another. And when this newcomer spotted the bananas, he obviously started to climb towards the bananas, only to be pulled down aggressively by the others. And one by one, the monkeys were replaced, and every time the same thing would happen, until none of the original monkeys remained, yet not one of them dared to touch the bananas, even though they didn't experience the consequences. They didn't know why they couldn't eat the bananas, they just didn't, because that is what you did in that cage. It was their culture. People often act in exactly the same way. We walk into a workplace or a group of friends and quickly learn what is accepted and what isn't, sometimes even without knowing why. The famous business management consultant and writer Peter Drucker once said, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast," meaning that we can have the best plans in the world. However, what we will often end up doing is not what we planned, but what we're used to doing. And therefore, don't just do what everyone else does, whether that be in your organization or your group of friends or even the culture you are part of. Think about your actions and decide to do what is right and wise, rather than just what everyone else is doing.